Hello out there. As you can see, this is a top story trending currently here. Taylor Swift regains ownership of her music masters. This is Taylor Allison Swift, American singer, songwriter, and global superstar known for her catchy melodies and heartfelt lyrics. As of 2024, she is the richest female musician and the first billionaire to primarily earn her wealth through music. Swift has released 11 studio albums, including Folklore in 2020, Evermore, it looks like also 2020, and Midnights in 2022. And you see, we have multiple articles here. And Taylor Swift is one of two characters where I have like the most breakdowns on and the most stories. Obviously, I'm a decoding channel, okay? Her and Caitlin Clark are the top two. And here we go again. I noticed her net worth. Look at her net worth is 1.6 billion. Okay, and I don't know where she is necessarily on this list. It looks like, I guess, way down here, but 1.6, that's like 16. Remember, we just had the first day of the 6th month, okay? And 16 has been like the main number that's been popping up in decodes lately. And what I mean by 16, like 106. And I'll have to go a long ways here to find it. So I'll just back out of here. But like 106, 116, 161, 166, 61, those numbers have been popping up a lot lately, but I noticed that with her net worth there. Okay, I'll go ahead and play this video with this article. Taylor Swift has regained control of her music, buys back first 6 albums.
Taylor Swift says she has regained control over her entire body of work. In a lengthy note posted to her official website on Friday, Swift announced that all the music she's ever made now belongs to her. According to the note, the pop star has purchased her catalog of recordings, originally released through Big Machine Records, from their most recent owner, the private equity firm Shamrock Capital. She did not disclose the amount. Over the last few years, Swift has been re-recording and releasing her first 6 albums in an attempt to regain control of her music.
Okay, and they're probably going to hit us with some dumb ad or something. But remember, that was a battle going on. Time flies, right? Has it been, I don't know, like a year and a half maybe, since we heard about that storyline? Let me ask Google and see if we can get a little refresher here. Explain the Taylor Swift Scooter Braun story. Okay, you see? Taylor Swift Scooter Braun Masters controversy explained. Swift's journey to owning the rights to her maternal stems from an acrimonious dispute with Braun after he purchased Big Machine Records, home to Swift's initial 6 albums in 2019. So is he still with Big Machine, or is he somewhere else? And can we get a little more explanation maybe? Is Scooter Braun still with Big Machine Records?
According to Billboard, November 16, 2020, and confirmed to Billboard by a source, Shamrock Holdings purchased the Stars Big Machine label group catalog from Scooter Braun's Ithaca Holdings.
Okay, so maybe that's where the conflict like ceased, possibly, right? Shamrock Holdings purchased the Stars Big Machine label group catalog from Scooter Braun's Ithaca Holdings. All right, so I guess that's where we find ourselves now, with her regaining control of her music. Okay, here's a quote: "I can't thank you enough for helping to reunite me with this art that I have dedicated my life to, but have never owned until now." Swift addressed fans in this post, I guess. "The best things that have ever been mine finally actually are." And, that's understandable. These are characters and such, but I can kind of understand that. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, we don't know, like, is it you that really wrote these hits? We don't know, right? We are thrilled with this outcome and are so happy for Taylor, Shamrock Capital said in a statement. All right. So I think we have enough information here to go forward. But of course, we'll play this first.
Taylor Swift says she has regained control over her entire body of work. In a lengthy note posted to her official website on Friday, Swift announced that all the music she's ever made now belongs to her. According to the note, the pop star has purchased her catalog of recordings, originally released through Big Machine Records, from their most recent owner, the private equity firm Shamrock Capital. She did not disclose the amount. Over the last few years, Swift has been re-recording and releasing her first 6 albums in an attempt to regain control of her music.
Okay, cool. And they make the Google Slides like this where I'm like, can there be an arrow? Where's that arrow at? Let me change slides.
Taylor Swift says she has regained control over her entire body of work. In a lengthy note posted to her official website on Friday, Swift announced,
Please let me change slides. There we go. So this is going to be pretty simple. And this is all kind of based on this number 6. All right. And you may see this a lot as we have entered the 6th month of June. But, this article you see, Friday is associated, last Friday is associated with this article, which was the 30th day of May. But we get this 6 energy as we have now hit the 6th month of June, and you see Taylor Swift has regained control of her music, buys back first 6 albums. You see that? Friday had 60 date numerology synced up with the article here, okay? Now, May 30th and the year 25, you see May is the 5th month. 5 plus 30 plus 25 is 60. And you see how that goes nicely with the 6 and the 6th month of June and the 6 albums. Okay, let me make sure I didn't skip a slide. And that's a lengthy note posted to her official website on Friday where she announced all of the music I've ever made now belongs to me. I don't think that it's a coincidence that Scooter Braun's birthday is also in the 6th month. Okay? Swift's recordings were instigated by Hybe America, if that's how you say it. So, by Hybe America CEO Scooter Braun's purchase. So, he's with, is who he's with now, I guess? I don't know. And sale of her early catalog, and represents Swift's effort to control her own songs and how they're used. Previously, Taylor's version releases have been more than conventional re-recordings, arriving with new from the vault, music, Easter eggs, and visuals that deepen understanding of her work. But look at how his birthday again is in June, the 6th month, as we are currently in June. So this, here we go, we get this energy, right? And it's also interesting what I'm just kind of catching on the fly right now, that his birthday's on the 18th. And I want you to make a mental note, 6 times 3 is 18. Okay? So we get that 3-6 kind of energy, if you know where I'm going. Even he's born in 81 right there. That number has been popping up here and there as well. We just had an incident in Colorado with a makeshift flamethrower. If I remember correctly, there was 81s connected with that story. It might have been the founding of Colorado, as that was in Boulder, Colorado. But I don't want to speak too much on that, because that decode will be dropping a little bit later. So I don't want to give too much on that. But ritual equals 81 as well, which would go with the 3 and the 6 that I mentioned. And is it Mark of Beast? It's Mark of Beast or Mark of the Beast. I think it's one or the other that also equal 81. Again, don't necessarily quote me on that. You may have to go check that on your own. But anyways, let me shut up on that. And let me go forward here, okay? Shamrock Capital equals 60 in the reduction cipher. And I may go verify that stuff on the calculator as well. But you see Shamrock Capital equals 60. Isn't that amazing? That's straight up numerology with the reduction cipher there. So 60 date numerology with Friday. Shamrock Capital equals 60, right? Originally released through Big Machine from their most recent owner, the private equity firm Shamrock Capital. So isn't that amazing? And it's 60 is like 6 again. Because you look at the zero, it's a 0, right? So that 6 pops. And Big Machine Records, that kind of tags along with this number 6, kind of like this 3-6 energy that hangs around the character. Look at Big Machine, you see the red. If anybody's ever been a pro wrestling fan, think about Kane with the red. Kane and the Undertaker. Kane, kind of like this dark character, right? The big red machine Kane. Think about that, right? Taylor Swift in reverse reduction equals 66. Again, like 6. 6 albums bought back, right? Or she owns the rights, however you want to, now owns the rights, however you want to say it. Look at Big Machine Records. This is amazing, okay? This keeps happening with these decodes where you get the 9s, which are like 6s, and I even flipped 90 and 99 over there. Big Machine Records equals 90 and 99. I flipped the 90 and the 99, and look at that. You get 3 6s in there. Isn't that, man, I put that together smooth. And I have other breakdowns coming where I show this as like within those breakdowns the same thing, because we keep getting these 6s and these 9s. And isn't that awesome how you just flip it and look at that? 6 6 6. Big Machine Records equals 90 and 99. And again, it's like 6 6 and 6. Or you could just say 666. You can say 3 6s. Remember, 6 times 3 is 18. Scooter Braun, born in the 6th month on the 18th. If you reverse the alphabet, Z would be 1, A would be 26. Big Machine Records equals 306. 306. 306, like 36. Even Big, 63. Machine, 136. Isn't that amazing? And you see Records, 107. You add it all up, 306, like 3 sixes. I pulled this up from one of the previous decodes with Scooter Braun and Taylor Swift and this battle that they had. Look at that time, I just simply took the slide and I added his picture and this 666 and this Big Machine logo. Look at this. Big Machine was valued at $300 million. On June 30th, the 30th day of the 6th month, like 3 sixes, 2019, Billboard reported that Scooter Braun's Ithaca Holdings had purchased Big Machine Records for $300 million with funding from Carlyle Group. Look at that. The 3s and the 6s. And I think this is why, obviously, these characters look the same. Zena LeVay, Satanist, Taylor Swift. Look at the article. Again, our current article is from the 30th day of May. 30 like 3, as we have now entered the 6th month. Okay? But I think this is why you get this 3-6, 666 kind of satanic energy surrounding these characters. More importantly, Taylor Swift. Okay? I think that's why we get these stories. You see videos out there. She is Zena LeVay, right? I think they're probably related. If they're not, well, in some form, that's what I believe. Then they may be doing something with those 3 letters, the letter D, the letter N, the letter A. They may be doing something like that behind the scenes that connect these characters like that, right? Like some kind of shadiness. If you think about it, a lot of us, maybe throughout the years, have been to, we may have had a doctor's appointment. I'll just put it like that. We may have had something where they had to take fluids from us or something, right? There's places out there where you can go sell that fluid. Think about that. There may have been situations like that where maybe it's possible that the characters don't know, like, hey, I got a sister, or I'm related to that character in some way. So do you kind of get what I'm trying to say here in so many words? Right? Even Satanist is S like 6, okay? But isn't that interesting? Scooter is S like 6. B, Braun, that's even B like BLOOD, isn't it? And that's just interesting. Big Machine Records, B. But, Zena LeVay, right? And you see connected here with Anton LaVey, was an American writer, musician, and Satanist. He was the founder of the Church of Satan. and they're saying like that's his daughter or whatever. So I think that's why we get a lot of this energy with Taylor Swift and this number 6. Now, can we necessarily say she's a Satanist, and or is it just this connection which would kind of be out of her control, right? That's why we need to kind of reevaluate. They don't mind us being distracted by these characters. You think about like Diddy on the world stage right now, but is it really? These are stories they give us, right? Swift has the S like 6. Damn, like Scooter, like Satanist. Wow, just caught that. But I is so can we really blame the characters, or is this just a super deep fake world like that? You know what I'm saying? So I hope you kind of understand what I speak of here. You know what I mean? Cuz I mean this is obvious. Okay? It's like wait a minute, and I prove this and I show this daily just about with nearly every breakdown. I'm like, "Wait a minute. This character looks like another character." Shout out to Richard West, who also is doing that. And shout out to the other decoders out there doing that too, and who aren't gatekeeping certain information that maybe certain individuals, certain groups don't want out there. Okay, shout out to you decoders as well. You may not be some of the most known in the YouTube atmosphere, you know, but think about that as well. Which decoders are they pushing to the top for you to watch? Are they gatekeeping information? Are they chosen based on who they are, based on their name, based on their religion and such? Think about that. Are they cooperating with YouTube, with ad revenue and such? Because if you're cooperating, you may get that ad revenue. You're playing ball, right? You're not saying certain things. You see, you feel me? And as a decoder, that's cringe. You know, you're supposed to put the truth out there, gatekeeping information. That's cringe. All right. Anyways, I don't want to get too far off of the topic. And I put this in here as a reminder to me to show you. I'm going to pull up some other decodes I did real quick with Taylor Swift, because I want to show you how this number 6 has followed Taylor Swift. Okay? And all I got to do is pull up these other breakdowns and show you. So here's a breakdown right here. Now, this is from a while back, okay? And they mentioned this album in our current article. Speak Now. I don't know what number album this is. I don't know if it's one of the 6. I have no idea. But I want to show you the 6. The 6s that follow the character, okay? Now, this is from Glendale, Arizona. I'm out here in Arizona, all right? But let me show you. And again, I don't even remember a date of when this decode's from. But obviously, you'll see all of these connections with the decode. But let's go forward. Here you see how they mentioned Taylor left Big Machine Records. So you see how these articles are obviously going to sync up. This is just an older story with her and Scooter Braun that I did. They bring up Kanye West. You know, they were saying Kanye West was bullying Taylor Swift. Like Swift alleged Braun had bullied her through Justin Bieber and Kanye. That's interesting because Kanye West's birthday is in a few days. Okay, look at this. Speak Now is the third release of the 6 albums. You see that? So remember the 3 and the 6, the 3-6 connection, right? So that's interesting how we get that trending story with that album there. Third release of the 6 albums. And there's that slide that I took right there. Look, we already went over Big Machine Records 306. Look at the article here. It has this picture in it from the 6th day of July. And look, that's 2023, man. So we're in 2025 now. But look, you get the 6 right there with the article of that breakdown. And dude, that was almost 2 years ago. But you get the 6th day of July. Look at this. Glendale equals 60 like 6. Okay? Taylor Swift performs during the opener of her Eras tour in Glendale. Look at that. Glendale ABC 123 60 like 6. Okay? Taylor's version in the reverse cipher 166. You see? Speak Now Taylor's version released Friday is the 3rd release of the 6 albums Swift plans to re-record. So she planned to even re-record the 6 albums. So you get hit with that 6 again, don't you? You see that? So even if, I don't know if the plans are still that, but even if, oh, here we go, we're going to do the 6 again. You see that? But 306 again, 60 with Glendale. Look, even on March 2023, she released Speak Now. March, 3's the 3rd month, man. 2023, 2 times 3 is 6. And again, Taylor Swift equals 66. They associate that with the number of the beast. And I think, and transformative album, which they put in the title there, again, 230, 2 times 3 is 6. Even Enchanted, was this a song maybe? I don't know. But anyways, look, 169, so you get the 6 again. There's Scooter Braun's birthday, the 6. 3 times 2 is 6 right there. Okay. There is one more I do want to pull up. And this is all just extra to go with our breakdown. If you want to scram, you can. But I want to show you one more. I should have had these up already, but that's okay. I just pull up different, because I have full accounts that have ran out of storage because I do that many decodes, okay? So here's another one. Again, this is like the most decoded character right here, okay? So here's one from her father who like assaulted a guy. Taylor Swift's father in trouble after run-in with a photographer. Look, in Sydney, with Sydney photographer. Sydney's got the S. Look at her dad's name, Scott Swift, SS. Remember, 6 starts with S. Scooter Braun starts with S. But I pulled, look, McDonald. Photographer Ben McDonald had alleged that one of Swift's security guards forced an umbrella into his face and camera, and that Scott Swift then punched him. You see that? Now, this is an old decode. I don't even freaking remember it, but this is where the work pays off. You see McDonald equals 66 and 30, like 3, 6. Australia, 30, like 3. And again, Taylor Swift, 66. More than 600,000 fans saw the Australian leg of her Eras tour at 7 Australian stadium concerts. 600,000, again, like 6. Ben equals 60, like 6. That's the photographer that her father allegedly punched. You see that? 60 and 66, like 6. So I just wanted to show you some of those examples, right? And you're talking like a year ago, 2 years ago. I don't see a date that I put with that. And you even get the McDonald thing, like Donald Trump, right? Which connects us back to where we're at now. So that's what I mean, okay? That's exactly what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. As I just kind of like scroll the article here, you can't recapture this energy, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Nope, not donating. Right? And does Taylor Swift currently have anything going on? Does Taylor Swift have a in the future tour date? Is Taylor Swift touring right now? Unfortunately, there are no concert dates for Taylor Swift scheduled in 2025. Okay, that's what it says right there. All right. Let's see if I have another video here to. Yeah, and this is a fake world. So this number 6 follows the character 13 as well. That's a whole nother decode. Uh, but you see what I'm saying? So can we blame these characters, or is it just the fake world that we are to blame? Everything's controlled from birth.
Well, some breaking news to tell you about this noon. Pop star Taylor Swift has announced she has regained control over her entire body of work. In a lengthy note posted to her official website, Swift announced, "All of the music I've ever made now belongs to me." For the last few years, Swift has been re-recording and releasing her first 6 albums in an attempt to regain control of her music. According to today's note, the pop star has purchased her catalog of recordings from their most recent owner, the private equity firm Shamrock Capital. She did not disclose the amount.
And I really enjoy doing this. I know that these videos aren't reaching. I think they are reaching. Look at that. Does she have an album called Red? I don't that's purely speculation, but look, I see the word red right there. Maybe it's something red, but wow, right? Isn't that amazing? As red is associated with the 666. So, again, I enjoy doing this. This isn't going to reach and get out there the way it should. It's very sad that you find out that you can't control, you can't just be really good at something and it pay off. It's about who you know. It's about if you're willing to sell out, if you're willing to withhold and gatekeep information. It's unfortunate, but I'll take what they give me as far as what they show me. This many people watch the videos, there's this many subscribers. I mean, I can take that because I'm getting this out into the universe, and that's all that's important to me. You know what I'm saying? I gave up a long time ago and thinking that this is going to equate to all of this success or whatever in a fake world on a fake platform. That's just not the case, okay? But that's everything I entered in the calculator. You see that? That's it. It's like sometimes I feel like I don't even need to. Even Shamrock Capital, look at 93 in reverse reduction, flip it over, you get 3 and 6. You know? And there's probably more within there. Taylor equals 91. If you flip that over, it's like 1.6. Remember, it said she's worth 1.6 billion, I think is what it said. But yeah, you could probably find more with all of that. The thumbnail hits heavy, y'all. I mean, I think this is a solid breakdown, and I wanted to just come quick with it because this character has been highly broken down. So I'll leave it at that. Taylor Swift has regained control of her music, buys back first 6 albums as we are now in the 6th month of June. Shout out to y'all. Positive energy. It's not always positive breakdowns. As everything's balanced in this world, I guess. So I will be back shortly with another one. Until then, peace.